Well, it's that time of the month where we are going to be doing my book haul for October. And guys, there are way too many books here. So I really hope that you have your coffee. I hope that you are settled in for this probably extremely long video. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, like I said, we're going to be going through all the books that I got in October, and there are a lot of them. I had a lot of subscription box come in. I had a lot of pre-orders come in. So we're just going to dive right into it. But just remember to check my description box below for all of my links to my socials, Amazon wishlist, Patreon, Pango Books account, because some of these books will be on there after the video. And let's just get right into it. First up, we have my Arcane Society Ever King and Ever Queen series. So it always comes with like a letter from the author, some art prints and such. We do have book one, which is the Ever King. This is absolutely beautiful. I love everything about it, the inside artwork, and then also the naked hardcover. But look at this reverse dust jacket. It is absolutely stunning. This is the first book in the Ever Seas duology, I believe. I haven't read it yet. It is signed by the author. So we have the Ever King, and then we also have the Ever Queen. This is a very stunning edition as well. And then you have the end papers, the naked hardcover, which is beautiful, and then the reverse dust jacket. I don't know which one I like more. I don't know if I like the reverse dust jacket or if I like the standard hardcover, the casing of it, but it's absolutely stunning nonetheless. I haven't read these books yet. I do have them on my TBR cart, the paperbacks. I'm hoping I can get to these rather quickly. Next up, I have my pre-order of the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of The 13th Child by Erin Craig. This just came with the gold sprayed edges and everything. It's beautiful and such. I do not remember pre-ordering this. I don't really know what it's about. It says it's a haunting, deeply romantic tale of life and death. What does a life well lived mean, and how do we justify the impossible choices we make for the ones we love? So I know this is going to be kind of like dark, gothic-y. I wish that I would have read it during October, but you know, just sometimes during the year you want a good dark gothic-y feel vibe. So I'll probably be getting to this hopefully in the next few months. I did end up getting an ARC package from Entangled Publishing. This is Dating Dismemberment by A.L. Brody, and it came with just a little card that kind of tells you what it's about, and then a big poster that kind of goes over that as well. This is like a monster rom-com, I think. I'm going to be ending up getting rid of this because it doesn't sound like my vibe. It's a romantic comedy full of love, laughter, and limbs, and thankfully I don't think it's an ARC, so it should be up on my Pango Books account. I don't mind a rom-com, but this just doesn't feel like my vibe. I then also got my monthly book from Whimsy and Wonder, which is The Last Lost Girl by Casey L. Bond. This is a naked hardcover, and I want to say it's absolutely beautiful. I do know on the back it has welcome, which is a typo, and I know they sent out a thing where you could get a refund or you could keep the book. I wanted to keep the book because I absolutely love Casey L. Bond. I love this edition, and you know, sometimes typos happen. I'm not someone that needs perfection in their book. Here are the end papers, digitally signed by Casey L. Bond, and then on the back it is the same end papers. So I haven't read this book yet, but I plan to get to it soon. Casey L. Bond is one of my favorite indie authors, and this is a stunning edition that I can't wait to read. I know that it's a Peter Pan retelling, so I'm excited. And then my pre-order from the Moonlight book box for this duet came in, and they are stunning hardcovers as well. The first book is The Umbra King by Jamie Applegate Hunter, and this is so beautiful. I love naked hardcovers more and more as time goes on. These are some glossy end papers, but absolutely beautiful. Different artwork on the back, and they are signed by the author as well. And then book 2 is Aeternum, I think is how you say it. I'm not sure, but it's a beautiful edition as well. And then you have the end paper artwork, which can be a little spicy. And then you have this one. And is it signed as well? This one is not signed, which is perfectly fine. But these are stunning editions, and I can't wait to get to them. I know whenever I pre-ordered them, I read what they were about. I don't remember a whole lot, but it intrigued me. So we'll see if I like them. And if I don't, at some point they may be up on my Pango Books account. I don't know, but they're stunning. My July box from Bookish Box came in, and so the adult or darkly box book is Court of Nightmares by K.A. Knight. These edges, look at those. I have never read anything by K.A. Knight. Here is the end paper artwork, and then you have a stunning foiled edition on the naked hardcover, but look at the reverse dust jacket. I don't know which one I like more, and I know that this one is, I think, digitally signed. Yeah, it is digitally signed by the author. I have seen several booktubers that I watch read this. Some have liked it, and then some have said it is a wild ride and that it's nothing but spice. So we'll see if I like it. I mean, I don't mind spice. I do like a good spicy fantasy romance or a good spicy paranormal romance. There has to be some plot. I don't want just straight spice. And then the Bookish Box July book was Hallowed Games by C.N. Crawford. I've never read by C.N. Crawford as well, so this will be interesting. I haven't heard much about this book yet. That's the end papers. The naked hardcover, it has some foiling around the snake, and then the reverse dust jacket. So it's absolutely a beautiful copy. I love the purple. I love everything about it. It is signed by the author, but again, I haven't heard really anything about this book, so if you know anything about it, please let me know in the comments below. And then another Arcane Society set came in as well. It is Melissa K. Rorick set, which is Lady of Darkness and Lady of Shadows, I think is book 2. But book 1 is Lady of Darkness. I know that it's really shiny, but the holographic foiling on this is beautiful. I just don't feel like the sprayed edges, stenciled edges match this book, but that's okay. And then you have the end paper artwork, and then the naked hardcover, which is beautiful. This is a beautiful naked hardcover, and I don't know which way that I want to put this on my shelf because I have already read it and I absolutely love Lady of Shadows. I can't wait to continue. I think I'm on book 4 now, which is not Lady of Ashes. I can't remember what it is. Lady of Embers, I think. And then there is Starfire, Lady of Starfire, which is the last one. I have those 2 books left, but this is a beautiful cover. And then you have book 2, which is Lady of Shadows, which I absolutely loved it as well, which I really like the red on here because it kind of signifies a little something in the book. But look at this end paper artwork, and then you have the naked hardcover. It's stunning. I'm really happy that I had already read these, so I knew if I wanted to keep them. And this is a beautiful edition. I can't wait until Arcane Society brings out the pre-order for the rest of the series. And then I hope they do the spin-off series as well. 2 books that I am going to be getting rid of was my Eternal Embers. I think it's the September box. I get the 2 hardcovers, and it's from Monica Murphy. I am not a Monica Murphy fan, but this one is Playing by the Rules, which I haven't taken it out of the wrapping. And then you have Playing Hard to Get. And then, of course, like I said, I haven't taken it out of the wrapping. They're beautiful. They show me like that maybe they are college sports romances, I think. Monica Murphy was a very miss for me author because I read her first book in, I don't remember what series it is, but it's like If I Would Have Told You or something. It was like a bully romance, and I did not like the writing. I didn't like the plot. So I just don't really want to go and try her again because I have so many other authors and books that I want to get to. So if you want these, they will be up on my Pango Books account. And then my Bookish Box pre-order of the Kingdom of the Crows series, book 2 and 3 by Olivia Wildenstein came in. Absolutely beautiful artwork. I need to get to book 2 and 3. I've already read the first book, and oh, this artwork is beautiful. But this is House of Pounding Hearts, and I love this artwork. It is so beautiful. The end papers, and then you have the naked hardcover. But look at this reverse dust jacket, you guys. That is beautiful. I am in love with Olivia Wildenstein. I love everything that this author writes, but I definitely love this character. If you've read the book, you know. He is something. But look at that artwork. And then book 3 is House of Striking Oaths. And this is beautiful as well. I absolutely love this artwork. I'm desperate to know what happens in this scene. Why is she underwater? I don't know. But then it's a purple naked hardcover, and then you have the reverse dust jacket. You guys, I know some people don't like Bookish Box, but can you really tell me that they don't do amazing book customizations? And then I do believe that the author Luna Laurier was doing kind of like an auction where she was auctioning off. Some authors came together to kind of help raise money for her medical expenses after she had her child. And I ended up winning this book, which is A Realm of Fire and Ash by Kathy Hahn. It's just a little sprayed edge. I really don't know what it's about, but it seemed like it was going to be something that I like. I know that it is male, male, female, male, multi-POV, and a promise of no cheating or other women drama. I'm okay with that, but I am desperate to get to this. This is book 1 in Agonid's Realm, so I'm pretty excited. And then I did get a duology from that same auction that she had done. So I had gotten Between Life and Death by Jacqueline Cott. And then I think book 2 is Between Sun and Moon. So they're not special editions or anything, which is perfectly fine by me. I'm excited to get to these because whenever I was reading what they're about, definitely here for it. So I ended up picking up these as well. I know that it is a romantasy. Other than that, I do not know. She also sent kind of some artwork and stickers and such with that, and they are all signed as well. And then my butterfly book box came in. It had a bookmark, and it's monstrous, and you can, you know, be a part of the reading for the month, and then it has an author thing, and then also the read along. It has some different cards in here, and I think they're different prompts or different questions. But this book is actually really beautiful. It's very simple but beautiful nonetheless, and it's by Nicole M. Rubino. Here are the edges, and then you have the back. Like I said, it seems very simple. And then you have the end paper artwork, which is really pretty. I like the graphics to that. Is it different on the other side? It is. And then you have this one. So I really like the character artwork and stuff, but I don't know anything about this. It did come with a signed book plate. It says, "I've never been afraid of the dark. I never needed a nightlight when I was younger, or any reassurance that there was no monster in my closet or under my bed." Well, maybe as an adult, you might, because I feel like there's gonna be some monsters that come into play. My Owl Crate box came in, and it's the same book that I think a couple other book boxes are doing, but this is a really pretty edition. It is The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Pinaranda. It's beautiful. I love the purple, and I love the artwork on here. And then the end pages, you guys, look at that. The naked hardcover is beautiful as well, but look at the reverse dust jackets. I had read this as an audio arc before it came out. You guys, it's really good. I do suggest the audio as well. It has a bound-in letter from the author and is signed as well. So I can't wait to keep this on my shelf. I don't know if I'm going to keep this copy or any other copies that come in, because I don't need like 15 versions of this. So we'll see which one I end up keeping. And plus the dust jacket is very loose on here, and I really don't like that. We still have so many books to go. I hope that you're settled in with a coffee, because I can't believe how many books actually came in this month. I know Bookish Box was getting caught up. I know I had a lot of pre-orders for the fall come in. It's just been wild. So one of the pre-orders that came in was another manga. It's called My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. This is volume 3. I have already gotten volume 1 and 2. I have not read them yet. Story of my life. So it's just gonna go onto my manga shelf, but I ended up getting this pre-order that came in. They're coming out rather quickly, which worries me, because I feel like at some point it's gonna start slowing down, and then I'm gonna be desperate for the next volume. Again, this one came in. This book took so long to get to me. I had utterly forgot that I had even pre-ordered this, and this came from Twisted Desires book box, which I'm not subscribed to them, but they did do like a open pre-order for this, and it's one of my favorite books, so of course I got it, but entirely forgot that I bought it. And it is The Words by A. Jade. This is beautiful. There's not really any special editions of this book out there. I do have the original indie paperback that has Phoenix on the front, but the end paper artwork, and then of course it is digitally signed by Ashley Jade. But then you have the naked hardcover, like at a rock concert, and then you have the reverse dust jacket. I'll briefly show you because I don't think that it's appropriate content, but I was so happy that this came in because I forgot that I had gotten it. So whenever I opened it, I was like, oh my goodness, it's more beautiful in person. But then you have little stickers, and Lennon wearing a Papa Roach shirt is just everything, because Papa Roach is one of my favorite bands. And then you have sharp objects, like I think it's their maybe logo, but you do get a little bookmark that says groupie on it. I cannot show you that artwork or that artwork, but it did come with some artwork that is a little spicy. So we're not going to show that. I absolutely love Phoenix and Linen. I need to go back and re-listen to the audiobook. I was just talking to Larry Reeds over on her channel, and I wasn't really talking to her. I commented on her recent video for like audiobooks that she suggests, and I had bought her the Words by AJ because I didn't know that she had already read it. And whenever she unboxes, she's like, I read it. I didn't normally really like it. So then whenever she was talking about the audiobooks, I was like, listen, I know you said that you're going to go back and read it, see if you like it now. I said, listen to the audio version. It is perfection. So she did respond and she was like, okay, I will totally do that. So I'm excited to see what her thoughts are. Because like I said, the audio version of the Words, by far the best. Teddy Hamilton, I'll listen to anything Teddy Hamilton produces because it's just so good. My pre-order of a book that I've already read, which is The House at Watch Hill by Karen Marie Moning. I do think that I also have another version in this pile, I believe. That is the UK version, and it's beautiful. But this was like a amazing witchy gothy vibe. I love Karen Marie Moning's writing, and I'm so desperate for book 2 to come out because I need to know about this town. I need to know about this house. I need to know about some characters. There was a huge twist at the end. So if you haven't picked up The House at Watch Hill yet, definitely go do that. I also picked up a physical copy of an arc that I read, which is Mortal Memories by F.A. Eden. This book is a book that some will like, some will not like. I enjoyed it. It has the amnesia trope in here. It's about a mortal woman that's running around in this area of the Fae town. She is about to be killed whenever a Fae steps in, says, this is my betrothed, we are being married. She doesn't know who she is or anything, so she ends up getting swept up into his world. Who is this guy? What happened to her? I loved it. The writing is not the best, but I was there for the ride, and I devoured this book as quick as possible. So if you want a quick little read, you might like this. Just know going in, it's a lot of just vibes. It's not a literature masterpiece. And then my Bookish Box pre-order. Like I said, Bookish Box sent me so many like monthly boxes and pre-orders. Like they're just pumping them out as quick as possible. But it's the first 3 books in the study series, the Poison Study series, I believe. So book 1, you have Poison Study, which is really beautiful. And I like that it's, you know, the B format books where they're tiny, because, you know, you don't need huge books on your shelves. And it is signed. The first book, I think, is signed. The rest are digitally signed. But you have the naked hardcover, which is beautiful. And then you have a reverse dust jacket. And I saw the Fairy Loot edition of these, and I felt like these were just absolutely more stunning and beautiful. I was like, I need Bookish Boxes editions. And then you have Magic Study, which is also beautiful. And then you have the end papers, the naked hardcover, which is also foiled, and then the reverse dust jackets. So you can have it any way that you want it. I think I'm going to leave it with the standard one that came because I really like this design, but it's beautiful. And then you have the third book, which is Fire Study. Look at these edges. I'm telling you, Bookish Box really does a lot of customizations. And then you have the end papers. Oh, are all 3 of these signed? They are all 3 actually signed. That's interesting. Here's the naked hardcover, and then you have the reverse dust jacket. I'm telling you, I absolutely love the customizations on these. So I think Bookish Box did an amazing job with them. I hope I end up liking the series. I haven't read them yet, but we'll see. I hope I do because they're so beautiful. I then picked up a special edition from Frost K, which is like, I think the entire omnibus of the Dragon Isle Wars. And I really love how special she made this. It's really pretty. I have not read this at all. Story of my life. But you have the end paper artwork. I don't remember if it was signed. It is signed by her. And then you have the naked hardcover. And then also you have the reverse dust jacket. I think this is a stunning edition. She was showing it off, I think, on Instagram. And she said that she had some imperfection copies. Well, I don't know what's imperfect about this, but it's stunning nonetheless. If there is any imperfections, I don't notice them, so I'm okay with that. My pre-order of the Books A Million edition of Throne of Glass came in. It has the sprayed edges and everything. Nothing like super special about it, but it did have the sprayed edges, so if they are going to be coming out with more of them, I will pick them up. But you know, Throne of Glass, everyone knows what this is about, so I'm not really going to tell you, but I'm pretty happy that they're doing little special editions. I then got the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Nothing Like the Movies. Y'all know I absolutely loved this book. I love how it's an orange color. However, I thought it was going to be the paperback with the sprayed edges, and it's not. So I'm just going to be on the lookout for whenever they make that available, so it'll match my other Lynn Painter books. But Nothing Like the Movies was so gorgeous and beautiful, and I loved everything about it. I also went on to Fairy Loot and I got The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black. This is their special edition because I am planning on picking up their Mortal editions, I believe, of the Folk of the Air series, and it's going to match the same art. So now I just need to find book 1, which is The Stolen Heir, I believe. And it has a bound-in letter from the author and just a very simple naked hardcover. I read The Stolen Heir. I need to go back and read it again, but I didn't really like it. But then again, I went back and I've read some of Holly Black's backlist with the Fae books. And so now I'm going to get back into it. But I needed to pick up this copy. So now I just got to find The Stolen Heir and then pick up the Folk of the Air series. And it'll be like a complete series. And then my pre-order, well, it's not really a pre-order. My Eternal Embers book box for August came in. And I don't know if I'm going to keep them or if I'm going to unhaul them, but we have Vicious by LJ Shen. It's a cute little pink book and it's a naked hardcover, but look at this end paper. I absolutely love it. I don't know, are they even signed? I don't think they're signed, but you have this, and then you also have Ruckus by LJ Shen, and it's absolutely beautiful as well, a naked hardcover. And then you have the end papers here, and I know that they offered where you could buy the add-ons to complete the set, but those didn't come in, so I don't know if they're coming in at a later date. But I definitely want to give this set a try because I have heard some good things about them, and then if I end up not liking them, I'll just unhaul them. And then my pre-order for Betting on You, the Barnes & Noble edition. It is a paperback, but it has the sprayed edges. And like I said, this is what I thought the Nothing Like the Movies was going to come in, so I'll just be on the lookout for that. But another Lynn Painter book. This one I haven't read yet, but my track record with Lynn Painter and her YA romances is like impeccable. So I think that this is going to be a 4 or a 5-star as well. Aurora Crate's pre-order of Night of Death and Flowers by Rebecca L. Garcia. I think this was their May romantasy book. it finally came in. Y'all know, over here on this channel, I'm a huge Rebecca L. Garcia fan. I love her so, so much. I ended up having breakfast with her at one point. She is a beautiful human being, and I tell everyone, try out her books because they're absolutely amazing. But here's the reverse dust jacket. And I'm pretty excited because I think I also have in here the Kickstarter for Night of Death and Flowers. That is a tongue twister. I do think that I have that in here, or at least book 2 in this series. We'll see whenever we get to it. My pre-order as well from Fairy Loot came in of Howl's Moving Castle. This has been going around BookTube. Everybody is unboxing it. I'm just a little late to the game because I just do it once a month. But it's a beautiful edition, you guys. You have the end papers and then the naked hardcover. But this reverse dust jacket is stunning. Look at that. And I know that they just announced, I don't know when it is it in December or January, that they are going to be doing the other 2 books in this trilogy, and they're going to be in the same file and everything. And even though I didn't like book 1 very much, I think I'm still going to pick up the set because I am going to continue on with the series. And if anything, I know that these are iconic and classics in fantasy romance literature, so I'll end up keeping them anyway. We're getting there, you guys. We are getting towards the end. I mean, we still have 2 big stacks to go, but we're getting there. The next few books, I'm just going to kind of rapid fire them because they're not really special editions. They are just books that I had ordered off of Barnes & Noble. But you have reached Sam by Dustin Thau. This is one that has the sprayed edges. But I know that the other one is When Haru Was Here, and I think I want to pick that one up too. But I really want to read this one. And then I also picked up The Library of Shadows by Rachel Moore because I know that Tori, over Tori Between Pages, she says that this is an amazing book, and I wanted to read Us in Ruins. But I definitely want to read this one as well. I'd gotten a little prequel novella of House of Rising Sands, which is a little prequel story in Kingdom of Crows series. So I picked that up. Also, I picked up a physical copy of another arc that I read. Again, I loved this one. I talked about it, I think, in one of my videos in September where I talk about all the arcs that I had recently read. And this is The White Wolf's Wrath by Shea Halsey, which is book 1 in the Dragonfire and Druids series. This is amazing. It's really steeped in Celtic mythology, and it deals with fae, dragons, wolves, vampires, you name it. I am pretty excited. I can't wait for book 2 to come out. And then my UK edition of House at Watch Hill came in. I just really liked this version more because it just gives you the creepy ambiance of the house, the owl, he is significant. So I wanted to pick up this copy also. I also picked up this copy of an arc that I read as well, but the author has been under fire recently, so I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not, but that is If I Stopped Haunting You by Colby Wilkins. I pre-ordered it and read it and loved it before the controversy came out, so please do not hate me. But I really enjoyed this book despite what the author is undergoing right now and how they lied and acted like they were something that they weren't. So I ended up loving the book nonetheless, but again, I may or may not keep it. And then another monthly book box, Butterfly book box, I had gotten The Curse of Ophelia by Nicole Palatinia. This is kind of a unique edition of it. I thought it would be like dark because I think the original book is like red. So that's an interesting choice, but you have the end papers, and then also it came with a signed book plate as well. But then you have the naked hardcover, which is beautiful. What I really like about it though is it seems very simple and not a whole lot of customizations, but I love that the stars and all of the foiling is shiny. And it says, "For every day my heart beats, I'm yours. My heart, my soul, it's all yours." I'm desperate to get to this book now. So then I ended up picking up why, I don't know, okay? I don't know. But I ended up picking up Waterstone's special exclusive editions of Powerless and Reckless. But then I flipped the dust jackets because it has under the dust jacket artwork. So you have Powerless. This is what under the dust jacket looks like. It has sprayed edges. And this is the back. It's really beautiful. Now, of course, you know, you could have just the normal one on there if you wanted, but I reversed it because I was, you know, really intrigued with the artwork. And then you also have Reckless, which there is the Reckless one. How beautiful is that? So I ended up picking up the copy, and I think I also pre-ordered Fearless. Is that the third one? And anyway, I ended up picking that one up as well. I got a book sent to me, and it didn't have a note on here by who it was from. So if it's from you, please let me know below. But it is a bind up of the Illyrian Tremors, like Rhysand's POV of A Court of Mist and Fury. So I don't know if they bound it up themselves. Please let me know below if you did this. But it's really pretty. A Court of Mist and Fury. And then the back, it's like this pleather. I don't know how to say it. But then the end papers and stuff. So whoever did this, please let me know, because I think that I would like to thank you. I mean, I know that this is fanfic and everything, but if you bound this yourself, it's gorgeous. I knew that my Patreon exclusive Kickstarter edition of Night of Death and Flowers was here. So you have the hardcover, and then you have all of this stuff in here. So here is the hardcover. It's absolutely beautiful. Rebecca did this one on her own. And then you have the map as the end paper. You have the naked hardcover. And then you have the reverse dust jacket. So this is beautiful. And it came with some cards and everything, but I love Rebecca's customizations that she does on her books. They're just top notch, I feel. My Probably Smut September box came in, and it was a threefer because you could add on the other two books to complete the trilogy. So it came with, of course, stickers. You have your annotation key that also is a bookmark. You have your annotation tabs. And then before I show you the book, you also have book review pages. I did already take the shirt out whenever it first came in, but you guys, it is the entire Sacred Stones trilogy. So the first book that everybody was going to get is A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden, but then you could add on the other two. So I got A Promise of Peridot, and then the final book that just released, which is A Reign of Rose. Now, let's ask ourselves, have I read this? No. Have I even started the series? No. So I was like, I don't want to miss out on having a complete set if I end up loving it. That was my justification. I will be selling this edition because I've sold all my other editions, but I didn't know that I had pre-ordered this from an Australian retailer. But it is When the Moon Hatched. It does have the dragons on the edge, but it was from Harry Hartong, I believe, and I totally forgot that I had even done this. But it says, "To Jen, love, Sarah." So I'm definitely going to be getting rid of this one. If anybody's interested, I will have it up on my Pango Books account. So we'll see. I just didn't like it. So my pre-order of A Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan came in. It just has the sprayed edges, nothing overly customized. But if you watched a previous video, whenever I went to Barnes & Noble at the beginning of October, I had gotten 3 books, I think, in the trilogy that kind of inspired this spin-off. I think it's a spin-off, or it's set in the same world, something like that. And then another pre-order that I had that just kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and now it's finally out, which is Minka and Curdy, The Enchanting Story of a Writer and Her Cats. This is a very small book, but it's like a classic, and I really want to read it because, of course, you know, I love cats. And I'm secretly writing a book. We'll see if I ever publish it or not, but I just wanted to read this. It seems like a little fun one night snuggled in reading of it. And then 2 other books that I got from that auction with Luna Laurier was A Throne of Serpents and Roses by Lorna House. And then I also got Year One Forging Destiny. So these I'm pretty excited for. This one says that there's a forced marriage and a forbidden romance. This one I think is done at Akayala Academy, I think. I'm probably butchering that, but I'm excited to get to these. They're not very long, but I love reading indie authors. I love, you know, finding new favorites. You know, there's so many hidden gems out there in the indie publishing world that are just yet to be discovered because everybody just reads a lot of traditionally published things. So I always urge everyone, read a lot of indie books as well. You will not believe how many 5-star and all-time favorite books I have that are from indie authors. Can you believe that this pre-order finally came out, which is Bloodguard by CC Robinson. Or Robson. I cannot believe it finally came out. It kept getting pushed back, kept getting pushed back. Now I've completely forgot what it's about. I think it has gladiators, a fight to the death, maybe. Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely gladiators. I mean, you know, secretly I love the Roman Empire and I love history, so maybe I'll really end up loving this book. I then end up getting a pre-order from Michelle Hercules, and it is These Pucking Boys Halloween edition. It is so amazing. They're dressed up as the Wizard of Oz. How amazing is that? And I think this is the complete bind up, I think. So I'm excited to get to this. Whenever I was selling all my stuff on Pango Books account, I had quite a bit of credit, and I saw that somebody had put this Polycon edition on Pango, so I decided to get it. And it is a anthology. It's called Falling Into the Forbidden Collection, a Polycon exclusive. And it has Holly Renee, R.L. Calder, Laura Thalassa, Amanda Boucher, Eliza Rain, Karina Halley, Jenna Wolfhart, and Jen L. Gray. I love Laura Thalassa and I love Holly Renee. Or not Holly Renee, Karina Halley. It's all signed by the authors in this anthology. So I ended up picking it up at a very reasonable price. So super excited that I did that. And then my Fairy Loot box for September, I think this is the Romantasy box. It was Shadowed Fate. It came with an art print, and then it is The Half King by Melissa Landers. Beautiful edition. Absolutely beautiful. Again, I have not read this book, and the end papers are gorgeous. The naked hardcover is also beautiful. I think this was supposed to be maybe on the reverse dust jacket, and that's why they sent it out. I couldn't remember what they had said. It is signed as well. So I'm pretty excited to get to this. I have actually heard a lot of people talking about it and saying like how much they are really loving this book. So I'm excited to get to it. And then my Fairy Loot adult box was Power Struggle. And this one I don't know if I'm going to keep, but it is The Gods Below by Andrea Stewart. The edges and everything is beautiful. I even think that the artwork is beautiful on the end papers, and it is signed by her as well because it has a bound-in letter from the author. But here is the naked hardcover, and then it does have a reverse dust jacket. I don't know if this is going to be something that I'm really going to want to read, but I'm going to give it a try. You know, I've just heard a lot of people talking about it, and I just don't think it's my vibe. And then, of course, the young adult one is Mastermind for September, and that is The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle. It's a really pretty edition. I had ended up picking up like a normal copy at Barnes & Noble and then saw that this came in, and I was like, oh, now I have multiple editions. They have a bound-in letter from the author, the naked hardcover, and then, oh my goodness, you also have the reverse dust jacket. It's a stunning edition. Of course, I'm going to keep this one and not the normal, but I can't wait to read it. And then I also had pre-ordered this, but then I saw that Owlcrate did a beautiful edition that I did pick up, and that is The Nightmare Before Christmas, and it has the sprayed edges. I love this. It's like a Nightmare Before Christmas retelling, but it is a queer romance, I believe, a male, and I'm excited. I'm so excited. Look at this cover. I can't wait to read it. So it looks like you have the Halloween Town guy, Jack Skellington, and the Christmas guy. They're gonna have a romance, and I'm okay with that. So I can't wait to get to this. You guys know how much I've talked about Olivia Wildenstein, how much I love her, and the series that made me find her was the Lost Clan series, which the first book was Rose Petal Graves, and I found hardcovers of the original like indie versions, so I had to pick them up. So you have Rose Petal Graves, which is book 1, my favorite. Well, it's not my favorite in the series, but it's my favorite series by her so far. Then you have Rising Silver Mist, and then the last one is Rowan Wood Legends. I love this series. There's 2 others that came out. It's like Reckless Heirs, and there's another one, and it's kind of about the next generation, and there's 2 of those books. I haven't read those yet, but I love this trilogy. It is a very underrated, never talked about series that I feel like if you love Fae, if you love Indigenous culture and having an Indigenous female main lead, you would absolutely love this series. It is so good. I then also picked up the Eternal Embers collab with Larry Reed's. I picked up Archer's Voice because I have heard so many people talk about this book, how it's like their favorite of all time. So I wanted to pick it up. I want to read it. I want to own this beautiful copy, and I actually got it for a very decent price. It wasn't overpriced at all, so I was very happy for that. And then I also got my pre-order from Barnes & Noble, which is Better Than the Movies, which also has the sprayed edges, and I can't wait to get Nothing Like the Movies, so that way they can be like a matching pair. But we've already talked about that, but I love Lynn Painter. So my Moonlight book box for October came in, and it is a naked hardcover, which is A Warrior's Fate by Melissa Kieran. And I don't know if I'm going to read it because it is Wolves of Morai. And if you know me, I don't really like shifter romances. This is really dark. Okay. And then it's also signed by the author. So I don't know if I'm going to end up reading this or not, because it is The Wolves of Mirai. Tell me, how can you be a warrior and a queen? I don't know. It's a beautiful edition. I don't know. We'll see. I'll give it a good try. I also got my pre-order of Monarch by Sophie Lark that has the sprayed edges. This is like the second standalone book that she has done. The first one was Grimstone. So I got this one to be ready for whenever I get done with Grimstone. She will be writing one book a year that is kind of like a gothic-y, dark toned, creepy book. And so I'm excited. The last pre-order that I have before I show you my favorite pre-order that I have ever purchased in my life so far. But this one is The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penaranda. This is just that, you know, normal one that you could get whenever it first came out. I like it. It's simple. It's beautiful. I don't know if I'll end up keeping it because, like I said, I think there's 2 or 3 that are going to be coming throughout all the different book boxes. We'll see. All right, you guys. The moment that I've been waiting all month to show you of what I got. This is a pre-order from Arcane Society. It was outside of a subscription box. First time that I've ever had any special edition of this series, and I think these are the only special editions of this series. It is the Fever series by Karen Marie Moning. Look at these edges. You guys, it's so beautiful. Okay, let me just show you book by book. So you have book 1, which is Dark Fever. And then on the inside, you have the Naked hardcover. But wait till you see the reverse dust jackets. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, you guys, I am happy. I'm in love. And I won't show you everyone, but they all are signed. They're not digitally signed. All of my copies are actually signed by Karen Marie Moning. I'm going to cherish these books for literally the rest of my life. You have book 2, which is Blood Fever. And then, wait till you see. So you have the Naked hardcover, which is beautiful. And then you have the reverse dust jackets. Oh, Barron's. Barron's is my guy. Before Resand, there was Barron's. Barron's was the beginning of everything. And then you have Fae Fever. And the Naked hardcover, but the reverse dust jacket. I'm so in love with these books, you guys. They're beautiful. So beautiful. You have Dream Fever, which is book 4. And then on the inside, you have the Naked hardcover. And you have the reverse dust jacket. All the details in here it makes me want to go back and read it. It really, really does. I need to. And then you have Shadow Fever, which is book 5, which is technically the end of the series, but there are like 7 more books after that. So you have the Naked hardcover, and then you have the reverse dust jacket. So I am so excited to own these. They're beautiful and precious. I know that people say that you shouldn't read any of the other books past the first 5, like Iced and Fever, I think. There are 7. And I loved them because, you know, you get different books from different characters. I think the 6th book, Ice, is about Danny, which you meet Danny in the series, and kind of like her romance. You then have 2 more books that are from Michaela's point of view. Then you have another book by Danny. that's from her point of view because there's more stuff going on in Dublin. And then whenever you get to the last 2 books, I believe they are from Michaela's point of view, but you get Danny's point of view and Baron's and everybody's point of views. I loved them. I feel like it really rounded out the story because even though you can read the first 5 and be entirely okay, if you wanted to continue on, you can learn more about Barons and the other guys, and you can learn about other cast of characters and things that are going on. And then if you wanted to, you could read her first series, the Highlander series, which the first 2 books are a little shaky because they are like historical romances. But then once you get past that, it carries on and gives you characters that actually come into play in the Fever series. So if you wanted to, you could read that first and then read the Fever series, because then you would understand who these characters are that are coming in, why they're so prevalent, what do they bring to the table. So anyway, if you guys really want me to do a video on the reading order for Karen Marie Moning's books, let me know and I will definitely do that for you. Let me know in the comments below. But this is an extremely long video, you guys. I hope that the audio quality has been better. I have been buying mics, returning mics, trying to find the best one. So I hope that this one is it. So anyway, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the video? Are any of these books on your radar, or have you read them? Have you gotten them? Just let me know anything. And then if you don't want to tell me anything, leave me a Christmas tree emoji, so then I know that you were here. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that you had a good Halloween and have a good Thanksgiving that's coming up. We'll talk whenever I have another video to come out with. Until next time, everyone. Bye.